Hello everybody and welcome to SPH4U, Grade 12 Physics, online in the Bluewater District School Board for the year of 2011. This is going to be a very exciting course because, of course, physics is a very exciting topic. Nothing has changed the world more than physics has changed it in the last century and a half. So this is a quick overview of our course. And of course we're going to be doing 5 units. The first one's going to be dynamics, which is just forces and motion. And we've already done forces in motion in grade 11. Now we do it in 2 dimensions, and so that's good. We're not quite in 3D, but we're pretty close, and there's not much difference. There are some big ideas in dynamics. And of course, forces are always quantifiable, and we can use them, measure them, and make predictions about them. Those forces are going to determine the motion of an object, and in this case, they're going to determine the motion of an object in 2 dimensions. We do energy and momentum, and of course, energy isn't new to us if you've taken grade 11, which you have. There are a few big ideas, of course. The biggest one is that energy and momentum are conserved in all interactions and that we can analyze them mathematically and make some predictions about them. So those are the big ideas around energy and momentum. And of course, conservation of energy is a fantastic way to approach doing physics problems. Energy, of course, we start to consider it now in space. So we're going to be looking at orbits, and we're going to be looking at satellites and all the potential energies involved there. We expand some of our understanding of fields. So we're very familiar with gravitational fields, and of course we touched on electric and magnetic fields as well in grade 11. Now we're going to be studying fields themselves as they relate to those 3 topics. So there are some big ideas, of course. Okay, and that is we have all these weird forces that act on matter at a distance, and it's the most important thing in the entire universe because it tells us how we're made and whether stars work and whether we fall through the ground or not. Those things can all be measured and predicted. The wave nature of light, believe it or not, light is a wave and it acts exactly like the mechanical waves, such as the sound waves that we studied in grade 11. So there's a few big ideas here. Light has properties that are similar to the properties of mechanical waves, and so if I study a water wave, I can actually tell some things about how a light wave is going to behave. Very exciting stuff. And finally, we end up talking about quantum mechanics and special relativity. So the things that have made the biggest changes in the last 50 years and are probably going to make changes in the next 20 years in very big ways. So there are some big ideas here. Now, the most exciting one is just the fact that even though we don't have any intuitive understanding, time can be changed relative to a person's frame of reference. And so we usually think we can travel places. Well, it turns out we can travel a bit through time as well. Okay, we can predict those things, and of course they're very important. So GPS, for example, we have to understand the way time changes with gravity in order for our GPS systems to work. So your evaluation, of course, it breaks down into these 4 categories of knowledge. And we're just going to go 25%, 25%, 25%, 25%. But of course, we're going to be doing activities that are going to contribute to those marks. And so there are things like daily quizzes and online assignments. Some of these quizzes help you learn. Some of the assignments are basically labs and activities. They're simulations where you're going to be measuring things, identifying parameters, and then drawing conclusions about them. We will have a midterm that'll be online and invigilated. It'll be worth 20%. We're going to have a final exam that's worth 30% as well, and I would really like you guys to help me out here. I'd like to see some optional self-directed lab activities, and this can be a big part of your final mark provided it's worthwhile, because physics is very, very cool, and there's lots of things you can do with physics. So for example, Canada's Wonderland has a Math, Science, and Physics Day. If you email me right away and you think that you would like to go, we might be able to arrange a bus, and we'll go to the Math, Science, and Physics Day, which is Friday, May 13th. Now that is a fun day because we, Math, Science, and Physics students, are the only people in the park that day. That's the day before it actually opens, and they have all kinds of activities, and they have engineering students there, and it's really quite a good day. So please email me if you think you might like to do that Math, Science, and Physics Day. You could also choose to do something like a YouTube short about something in physics. So you might do a demonstration of some physics related phenomena. So for example, there's lots of light related phenomena out there that you could perhaps find the equipment around sitting around your lab at your school, and you could make a YouTube short video of that explaining how it works. So that would be just a fantastic project there. Do a lab that you think is cool. Once again, you probably have the equipment sitting around. If you think you'd like to do a lab related to light, so for example you might want to do some diffraction and show that light behaves like a wave, do that lab. Let me know and we'll talk about how we're going to debrief that. Okay, I know that at Saugeen, for example, you have a fantastic energy project going on at your school. If you can incorporate the physics from that project into this course, then that would be a great activity as well, and I'd really like you to do that. Okay, so I'd like you to incorporate the physics from other projects into this project, and we'll use it as part of your mark, and it would be great if you guys could do that as a group project. If you want to go to a Perimeter Institute lecture, once again, let me know, and write up a little short debrief of it, and maybe do a YouTube summary of the Perimeter Institute lecture. That is also an example of a great idea. So there are some of the things that we can do optionally, so let's get started, everybody.